XRP is trading at all-time highs, and guys, it is going to $10,000 per XRP. So that means if you only own 100 XRP right now, you will be a millionaire. In fact, if you own 1,000 XRP right now, which will only cost you $3,500, that will make you a $10 million net worth individual when XRP hits $10,000. Alright, that is obviously a joke. I'm being sarcastic. XRP is not going to $10,000. It is not even close to $10, okay? So while you can never say never, I am fairly confident that XRP is not going to $10,000 per XRP like a lot of people online are saying. So if you own XRP, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but 10K per XRP, guys, it's crazy. The meme has always been $589, right? I don't know why, but the meme is $589. Even $589 per XRP is an insane valuation. And it is just simply very likely not going to happen. So let's take a look at the chart, and actually let's look at what is potentially realistic here for XRP. Because the people who are diehard XRP fans, who are swearing it's going to be the next financial system, you know, they're all saying XRP is going to moon and holding it is going to make you rich. Well, this cycle, it has actually been a very good performer. There is no denying that. You can see here on the charts, XRP is now trading at $3.53, which is the highest that it's ever been. In fact, just about not even a year ago, we were still trading at 53 cents. So now we're like 7x higher than that, and it has done very well. In fact, it's performed comparative to Bitcoin, maybe even a little bit better than Bitcoin. So that's pretty nuts if you bought it at the beginning of previous bear market lows, right? So the problem now, guys, is that we have swept the previous high. We're just above it. And if you're looking here on the weekly chart, we have a bearish RSI divergence. And look what happens when you see that on the weekly chart, right? Look what happened previously. We had a bearish RSI divergence here with this pump when it went to 155, and what happened afterwards. Even here, the RSI did not really confirm, right? Last cycle highs basically made a double top here, while this was way higher for the high compared to that. And then what happened here? So as much as it would be nice for anyone who holds XRP to see it go to $10,000, but let's just be realistic. Like even $10 a coin, while things can continue to push, of course, never say never, $10 is at least something that might sound plausible if you compare it to any of the crazy targets like $100 or $589 or $1,000 or $10,000. But even $10 is still a 3x from here. It's kind of crazy. And we have these weekly RSI bearish divergences. So it's something to keep an eye on, right? And if you are up in big profits, right? If you're up 5, 6, 7x from the lows, consider taking profits, shaving some off, removing initial at the very least, maybe getting out completely, having a level where you say, okay, well, if we get below X, right? Whatever X might be. I mean, if we drop back below these previous all-time highs over here, that might already be a warning sign, right? If we just sweep this, as long as it keeps going, that's fine. But, you know, if we start dropping back below 325, maybe below $3, it becomes questionable, right? Because you've seen this in crypto every single cycle. Once the pump is done and once it comes back down to earth, it really completely retraces it. And we're looking at, look how long this took, right? So from December 2017, it literally took 8 years, almost 8 years, 7.5 years to get back to the same level. So if you bought at the end of 2017, somewhere on this pump, and you held and you didn't dollar cost average, it would have taken almost 8 years just to get back to even. That's the capital locked up, that's stress, that's frustration, opportunity cost, right? So you can obviously have whatever belief you want, and maybe there's a 1 in a billion chance, 1 in 10 billion chance, 1 in 100 billion chance this goes way higher. But also just the reality of the charts. Look at this. We have a bearish RSI divergence on the weekly. Obviously, we are still in bullish territory. So as long as Bitcoin can keep pushing, if we get an altcoin season, if Ethereum continues to pump, maybe XRP can continue. And look, if we're looking at targeting $4.5, $5, $6, maybe $7, okay, maybe that's something that we don't know if it's going to get there, but at least it's something that doesn't seem too unrealistic. But if you're talking about like XRPs going to $100 a cycle, like, come on, guys, really? Let me know in the comments. Feel free to bring the XRP army, send some engagement to this video, and tell me how wrong I am that XRP is 100% going way, way, way higher. Either way, guys, I want you to make profits, but I also want you to keep what you make, right? And that means at some point not being married to your bag or to your bias or to your belief in XRP. It got you this far, great, but at what point, especially if you're up life-changing money, if you're up hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars right now, and I know there's some people who are up, probably quite a few people who are up like serious money on XRP. At what point do you decide to get out? Or are you going to ride it all the way back down to under $1 in the bear market, right? You have to ask yourself that. And you need to consider what is worth it. If you can change your life right now by cashing out, what is the upside and what is the downside? The upside is your life is changed right now, regardless if it continues going higher or not. If it drops, you can buy back in and you're in an even better position. If it keeps going higher, you could have had more, but if you have life-changing money right now, again, locking that in, is that the worst thing in the world? Either way, it's always your decision. I am not a financial advisor, but I'm just showing you the charts here, and there is a weekly RSI bearish divergence. We're getting closer towards the end of an 18-month maximum cycle length for Bitcoin, the longest any bull cycle has ever gone on since the history of Bitcoin, since it started, has been 18 months, which is mid-October. So the closest we get to mid-October with these divergences present, look, it could still make a third thrust, right? It could make a third thrust higher. So it could go to $4.55, $5.50, $6. Maybe that's possible. I don't know. I'm not calling the top here. But I am telling you there's a bearish RSI divergence. And I am telling you that after every cycle pump, it retraces the entire pump. You can see it for yourself. And if you want to know which coins I'm buying and selling, if you want access to my private Discord community, all my courses, all my training, my daily updates, and the community of more than 3,300 traders and investors from around the world. The link is in the description down below. Come and check it out. My VIP is risk-free for 60 days. There's an unconditional 60-day refund period. But I'm closing the doors July 28th, so that's in just about a week from today. If you still want to join, come check us out for guidance on the remainder of the bull market. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.